Good morning, guys. What is today? Today is January 12th. Whenever this meets you, may it meet you well. We're working on lesson 26. I know it's been a few days. I have been enjoying the new year, getting into the new vibes, recognizing a few things that will be bringing me a lot of gratitude and wealth as we continue forward. May you be doing the same thing. Oh, that one did not ring even remotely well. Let me see. Oh, that's better. Okay, we're doing lesson 26 in the Book of Miracles. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. It is surely obvious that if you can be attacked, you are not invulnerable. You see attack as a real threat. That is because you believe that you can really attack. And what would have effects through you must also have effects on you. Therefore, the ultimate cause and effect, right? It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. It is this law that will ultimately save you, but you are misusing it now. Immediately, that brings to mind the idea of coming from your heart, because then you can ultimately save yourself. You must therefore learn how it can be used for your own best interests rather than against them. Because your attack thoughts will be projected. You will fear attack. And if you fear attack, you must believe that you are not invulnerable. Attack thoughts therefore make you vulnerable in your own mind, which is where the attack thoughts are. Attack thoughts and invulnerability cannot be accepted together. They contradict each other. The idea for today introduces the thought that you always attack yourself first. If attack thoughts must entail the belief that you are vulnerable, their effect is to weaken you in your own eyes. Thus, they have attacked your perception of yourself, and because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. Is that how it happens? Well, now we know, so now we can prevent that from happening. Let's see. And because you believe in them, you can no longer believe in yourself. A false image of yourself has come to take the place of what you are. It really does explain it in 3 paragraphs there. So if you can wrap your mind around that, hear this over and over again and really wrap your mind around it. It's an illusion. Just talking to someone this morning about this, as a matter of fact. Practice with today's idea will help you understand that vulnerability or invulnerability is the result of your own thoughts. Nothing except your thoughts can attack you. Isn't that exciting to recognize? That means you have full control of what can become your reality or what can persist to be your reality. Nothing except your thoughts can make you think you are vulnerable. And nothing except your thoughts can prove to you this is not so. 6 practice periods are required in applying today's idea. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them. So you're talking 12 minutes, y'all. You can do this. A full 2 minutes should be attempted for each of them, although the time may be reduced to a minute if the discomfort is too great. Do not reduce it any further than a minute, though. The practice periods should begin with repeating the idea for today, then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing your concern. I'm going to repeat that. It's huge. The practice period should begin with repeating the idea for today, which is my attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Then closing your eyes and reviewing the unresolved questions whose outcomes are causing your concern. The concern may take the form of depression, may take the form of worry or anger, or a sense of imposition. Fear, foreboding, or preoccupation. Preoccupation is that rat tail, like just waste of time, full of anxiety bit. Any problem, if you do feel that way, just stop, ground yourself, and breathe and say, no, not today. No, not today. Any problem as yet unsettled that tends to recur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable subject. A lot of people I know can relate to this one in regards to when you first wake up. And part of you really wants to stay in bed and the other part starts rat-tailing. Just get up. It'll be better for you. Or use it as an absolute letting go and only stay in bed if you can actually clear your mind and breathe. Anything outside of that, you're just kind of causing anxiety. Any problem as yet unsettled that tends to reoccur in your thoughts during the day is a suitable subject. So anything that's disturbing your peace matters. So no matter how big or small it is, pay attention to it and decide for yourself what you're going to do with those thoughts, as opposed to letting them go crazy and ruining your day or even your minute. You will not be able to use very many for any one particular period, because a longer time than usual should be spent with each one. Today's ideas should be applied as follows. First, name the situation. I am concerned about blank. I am concerned about blank. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection. So that's your rehearsal, We talked about this earlier last week. Rehearsing all the possibilities so you can really pan out what it is you want to do. At least get into the right vibration of what feels good and what feels right and what doesn't cause depression that you want to lean yourself towards, because then you have a map. You may end up in a slightly different place or a completely different place, but at least you have a map to where you're heading in regards to it feeling good as opposed to shitty. Then go over every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection, including the scary ones. Get those out of the way too. And then revamp them in a way that would work out well, because there's an endless possibilities where anything can ultimately end up beautiful. It's true. Try it out. Rehearse it in your head. Then go every possible outcome that has occurred to you in that connection and which has caused you concern, referring to each one quite specifically, saying, quote, I am afraid blank will happen. So first you start with I am concerned about blank, and then I am afraid that blank will happen. Get it all out there. Get it out of your heart, because it's polluting you, okay? Get it out there. Worst case scenario, best case scenario by the end. And then let it go. And chances are that something completely different will come in to replace where that angst was once, where that fear once was. If you are doing the exercise properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you see. So where you get stuck in thinking that this is just the end all be all, this is the shitstorm that's coming. No. Come up with at least 5 or 6 other shitstorms that are going to come, and then correct them. Find different avenues to reach a more positive, even if it's slightly more positive, and then more and more. Practice that. Practice getting to a paradigm of it being good. And you will release yourself from so much stress and anxiety that you'll be free to live. Promise. If you're doing the exercise properly, you should have some 5 or 6 distressing possibilities available for each situation you see, and possibly more. It is much more helpful to convert a few situations thoroughly than to touch on a larger number. As the list of anticipated outcomes for each situation continues, you will probably find some of them, especially those that occur to you toward the end, less acceptable to try. Try, however, to treat them all alike to whatever extent you can. So even if it starts feeling absolutely ridiculously stupid, like, oh, that never even happened, just play it through. Give that rehearsal period the honoring the best honoring you can, and just get it out of the way, because it could be an open door or an avenue to actually reach another emotion or another possibility that you won't get to unless you get through that stupid scenario, if that makes sense. After you have named each outcome of which you are afraid, tell yourself the following: that thought is an attack upon myself. That thought is an attack upon myself. And you can recognize it from I am concerned about blank to I am afraid blank will happen, to the end result of that thought is an attack upon myself. That's when you start recognizing you're doing it to yourself, boo. Stop it. Conclude each practice period by repeating today's idea to yourself one more time. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. My attack thoughts are attacking my invulnerability. Very exciting these lessons are getting, are they not? Okay. And we got 9 more to go. What? Yep. Now, for the Hope Book, that's day 24, and the word for today is emergence. Isn't that a gorgeous word? Emergence! The quote for today is by Walter Bradford Cannon. Chance throws peculiar conditions in everyone's way. If we apply intelligence, patience, and special vision, we are rewarded with the new creative breakthroughs. Ain't that the truth? Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about? Well, listen to it again and recognize that this is what perseverance will get you. This is where coming from your heart will get you. This is what hope in the future will get you. And hope in yourself. Love of yourself. Chance throws peculiar conditions in everyone's way. So is life. If we apply intelligence, patience, and special vision, that means you got to see the outcomes in a positive light, and you start creating those outcomes so that you can direct yourself in that vibration. We are rewarded with new creative breakthroughs. That means different people, places, and things. For example, okay, I like to think of life as being in a sort of equilibrium as differentiated from being in balance. What? I like to think of life as being in a sort of equilibrium, a little ebb and flow, what's up, as differentiated from being in balance. Every time I think of balance, I think of the scales of justice, which seem to be undimensional. When I think of equilibrium, I think of the ocean drum with all the individual beads within representing an aspect of responsibility in life. Whoa, gorgeous. As the drum moves, all the aspects remain, yet the shift orientation happens. For me, this more closely illustrated how life unfolds. It's an ebb and flow, right? I like that. What if everything was fluid and could be rearranged and prioritized easily, just depending on the circumstances, just depending on your mood that day? It's not that you're having a bad day, it's that today your priorities have to shift so that you can have a good day in the mood that you're in, for example. What if everything was fluid and could be rearranged and reprioritized easily without shame, without guilt, without making yourself feel like you're not good enough? Would your life flow better? I'm going to say yes. Every day I take the time to honor the beauty and simplicity of living in the flow of life. That means in the flow of what today brings you, what this moment brings you, where you're at today in this moment. Not what you expect of yourself, much less what other people expect of you. Where are you today, right now? And how can you honor it to the best of your abilities without shaming yourself or causing any guilt of any kind? May you be patient and intelligent as you focus on your vision while dealing with the interesting challenges of life. In a practical way, figure out each morning what it is that will get you a couple steps closer to your goals. I don't care if your goals vary from like, and Kitty's back. Hi, Kitty. Kina came in right in time to say hi and bye. There he is. There she is. They missed you, boo. They missed you. She needed to make her appearance. But here you go. Every day I take the time to honor the beauty and simplicity of living in the flow of life. May you be patient and intelligent as you focus on your vision while dealing with the interesting challenges of your life. And if that means that the best you could do in one of your goals was to clean your house, was to do that load of laundry or that sink full of dishes, even if you didn't put them away, you at least did something positive towards that direction. And if you have your bigger goals, when you practice with the little ones, you'll be able to obtain the bigger ones until they all just become your flow of life. every day you do something positive towards the direction that you're heading, without exception, in multiple layers of your life. And that's how you end up having a good life. That's how you end up having a productive life, one that is of use to all, including yourself, of course. Now, the daily application for today is how we'll close off. And today's identify the many facets and responsibilities in your life. That's what we were just talking about. Allow these aspects to move freely and notice how they interact with one another. Because if you're going to shit on yourself for not getting those dishes done today, but in reality your energy was all in perfect alignment to get a lot of creative things done, if you weren't in tune to yourself and you weren't able to recognize that creative flow is really rocking today, let's really be creative today and save those dishes for later, you might have missed out on a great success for your day and a great reward that you allowed shame and guilt and stress to take away from. So attune to yourself, okay? But by living in the flow, you can remain powerfully connected to the greater power of the universe and nature. And that's universe and nature, to me, that's Papa and that's Mama, and they both want the best for you. So let them love you by allowing them to show you what is flowing in flow with you today, and honoring that, and not what anything else or what anybody else wants from you, but what is naturally and universally in flow with you today. Okay, namaste, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you later.